Hi, I'm Stuti, and this little corner of the internet is called Teach with Stuti, a space where I try to make education inclusive, accessible, and completely free of jargon for you. I'm a teacher, a curriculum developer, an early childhood educator, and also a mother to a little one. This space is for all of us, for adults who are raising children, for adults who want to teach these children, and adults who are already teaching children. So here at Teach with Stuti, we talk about everything education. We break things down simply, we ask thoughtful questions, and we focus on educational theories, their implementation, best practices from around the world, and we make it something everyone can understand, not just the experts. So we'll begin our first series today. That is going to be a short school series where we first tap into the raging question that parents today have in their minds. Which school should I send my child to? How do I choose the best school for my child? What things do I need to keep in mind while finalizing a school? So, if you are a parent who is struggling with the same question, keep on watching. This video is for you.
Choosing the right school for your child is not as easy as it sounds. And yes, the point system is a different beast you have to navigate. But how is it that you, as an empowered parent, can make an informed choice about the school you want your child to go to? One school may be good for one family, but may not be the best fit for another. What should you keep in mind while choosing a school that works for your child and your family?
So, I'm going to divide this video into two parts. First, we'll talk about some basic general aspects of choosing a school, and the next part, my experience as an educator and what I want to share with you as someone who's been deeply associated with education. Let's talk about the first one, the most practical aspect, budget. Well, parents, this is something that is very real, very practical, and something that needs to be considered right from the get go. It's easy to fall in love with the school, with the brand name, with the facilities that you see, only to realize that this might not be the best fit for you financially. See, a school isn't a one time purchase, it's a very long term commitment. So take time to understand the entire fee structure, not just the tuition. See, many schools also have a mandatory annual fee hike, somewhere around 8 to 10%. See, it adds up as you go, right? So be open in asking about all of this to the school. Ask about transportation charges, books, other activity charges, because these little charges can add up. Ask about other charges also that the school might levy. How often do they charge? And also clarify that in case there is a situation where you might need a refund, what are the kind of protocols that you have in place? A school should not cause unnecessary financial stress to your family. It's just not sustainable in the longer run. So choose a school that fits your life comfortably because affordability will create stability and emotional safety for your child as well. Let's talk distance and daily commute. Parents, we often underestimate this point, but I personally believe that there is a reason that distance is given so much accordance in the point system when we go to school admissions. A long commute can exhaust the child even before they reach the school, even before the day begins. It affects their sleep, their breakfast routine, playtime, after school activities. And see, tired children naturally struggle more. Remember that your child's life after school, especially in the younger years, is also very important. They need to have time to process what has been done in school, to take up hobbies, to rest, to play, to bond with friends and family. And but at the same time, I want to acknowledge that this truth is there that sometimes very good schools that are the best fit for our family, they are farther away. And that is okay as long as the commute is sustainable and manageable for you and your family in the longer run. Next, parents, this is a non negotiable safety and security. Now, I'm talking to you heart to heart as a mother. I personally believe that the safety of your child is above everything. Recent incidents across the country have made us all more alert, more protective, and also more cautious about children's safety in schools. So, don't be afraid to ask detailed questions from the school management when you go and visit any school. Observe how they are managing their entry and exits, how who monitors the gate, how is the staff, there? How are they managing the staff? Are they verified? How many male attendants? How many female attendants? Who manages the bus? Who manages pickups and drop-offs? What is the system protocol in place? Are there first aid professional in place who have adequate training? What are the nearby medical facilities? What is the school's protocol regarding injuries if that happens? See, these may not be deciding factors when you pick a school for your child, but definitely very important things for you to look at when you end up narrowing it down, when you're taking a tour. Do keep these things in mind before finalizing. Are fire extinguishers placed? Are safety drills done? Is there a fire exit? Is the building fire safe? You can look at the corridor supervision, washroom safety. Ask schools about how younger children are escorted to washrooms, who manages them. Look at the safety features infrastructure wise as well. Young children, do they need to use stairs? Are they protected? Do they have gates? Check out their classroom. How is the classroom space managed? Are doors and windows safe, secure for little children? You might not find a 100% perfect school in this regard, but it is always desirable that a school, does their absolute best to provide a safe environment to our children in all of these aspects. And parents, we must be aware that if these safety protocols are not in place, we can raise them to school authorities. Remember that it is the school's responsibility not just to teach but also to keep our children safe. And trust your instincts, parents, when it comes to schools. Talk about these small details, and I personally believe that schools who give accordance to small little details will care about the bigger ones also. So, expanding a little on the infrastructure, let's talk about infrastructure that supports learning. Yes, it is very normal for us as parents to desire schools that have, a lot of facilities. But above all, please remember to actually check what the school offers. Is it functional and suitable to my child? Step into the classroom, look at what is there. Step into corridors, look at how the corridors, are decorated. Are they just decorated to show you, what happens, or are they actually spaces that children have filled? Are they actually spaces that children own, right? Shiny entrances, grand lobbies, they might look very impressive, but they're only there to impress you and they do not tell you about the daily experience that a child is having. So, and also, if a school has large facilities like swimming pools, for example, ask about supervision, safety protocol, and how often do children actually use these facilities? Is attention being paid to the learning space that is being created for our children? Are playgrounds safe? Do they have adequate teaching learning material? All of this needs to be kept in mind. Now that the basics are out of the way, let's talk about the most important things, that there might come a time where all of this might pale in comparison, but these are the things that you need to keep in mind when you select a school for your child. Most important, please understand your child. एजुकेशनल theories also tell us कि बच्चे अलग अलग तरीके से सीखते हैं. कुछ लोगों को लैंग्वेज से सीखना अच्छा लगता है, कुछ लोगों को सोशल इंटरेक्शन से सीखते हैं, कुछ बुक से अच्छा सीखते हैं. एंड बहुत ज़्यादा लार्ज कंपेटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट्स में अगर आपको लगता है कि आपका बच्चा फ्लरिश नहीं कर सकता, तो there's no shame in admitting that. We have to give in to what our child needs and not what society needs from us. So if we have an option to do that, please parents, listen to your child. Now let's talk about something that is the closest to my heart and area of expertise, curriculum, pedagogy and assessment. So this tells you how the school teaches something and what do they teach, right? Schools often use fancy words like Montessori, experiential learning, play-based learning because they are all the hype right now. But what matters is, are they actually delivering it in the classrooms? Ask schools to show you how they introduce concepts. What do they use in the classrooms? What kind of hands-on learning experience are they giving? कौन सा teaching learning material वो use कर रहे हैं? And just to get an idea of it, ask them how does a typical day look like in your school, right? And more detailed questions you can ask. You want to know if they're following NEP guidelines, new education policy, and how much time do children get to play outdoors, to explore at their own pace? Are you only teaching through worksheets? And if that is happening, then this pedagogy is not developmentally aligned anymore. आस्क हाउ असेसमेंट इज डन, क्या ये बच्चों के ऑब्जर्वेशन माइलस्टोन्स पे बेस्ड है या फिर फ्रीक्वेंटली ग्रेड्स या मार्क्स देते हैं. A good program will understand your child and not pressure or label them. The world is changing, parents. And while we have been a part of traditional schooling and exam culture, and trust to say कि हम में से बहुत लोग बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, but you have to understand that education is now being looked at more than just traditional schooling. And rightly so. Education should not just be about exams and rote learning anymore. The world is opening up for our kids, and we want to aim to choose those schools that will help nurture our kids and bring out their best, right? And not just help them conform to the already existing systems. In the next video, I'll help you decode various boards, various kinds of teaching methods, and we'll talk about those in detail in the next video. And now, coming back, let's talk co curricular opportunities. See, co curricular opportunities shape a child in a holistic way. Academics जिस तरह से नहीं कर सकते उस तरह से कभी कभी को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज कर देते हैं. एंड आपको शायद याद होगा वी यूज टू कॉल देम एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज इन बैक इन आवर डे, but they have been co-curricular all along. They support learning, music, art, dance, drama, sports, gardening, storytelling. All of these experiences build confidence, build creativity, इमोशनल सपोर्ट देते हैं बच्चों को, हेल्प करते हैं कि वो डिस्कवर करें कि उन्हें एक्चुअली पसंद क्या है. What kind of co-curricular activities does the school have, and how often do children participate in them, right? ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ दिखाने के लिए हो. If you want to check this, maybe you can look at the school's calendar or the timetable that they have. Next, very important point that parents you need to keep in mind: emotional support, counseling, and inclusion. See, another thing that truly matters and often gets overlooked is how the school supports children emotionally, right? Ask whether they have a counselor or at least a trained educator in place who understands children's development. Our children are growing up in a completely different world that looks nothing like ours did, or maybe how the world looked like 50 years ago. Their needs, their school pressures, their social pressures, their emotional challenges are completely different. Schools must understand that the reality has shifted and not make it taboo anymore. And we want to talk about inclusion because inclusive schools raise more empathetic and kind children. Ask the schools how they treat children with special needs. Do they have facilities for differently abled kids? What kind of support structures do they have in place? Ask how the school handles cases of bullying, friendship issues, anxiety. Do teachers recognize early signs of distress? Are they equipped to handle that, or do they have a mechanism in place where they can refer it to people who are equipped to handle them, or are they just giving into labeling and dismissing problems of kids as just something that is brought on by social media, for example? Reiterating that these may not just be points that will help you make a choice about the school, but these are things that you must expect from your school. Even if they are not in place, you must be the parent who is aware enough to raise these points for the well being of all children. Let's talk about another major factor: teacher quality. In this whole ecosystem, teachers matter more than anything else. A warm, patient, trained teacher can shape a child's confidence, curiosity, and their entire schooling experience. They can help them develop a sense of self more deeply than any curriculum or any kind of infrastructure ever will. So, once you visit a school, notice how the teachers talk about children, about education. Trust me, their tone will tell you everything you need to know about them. Another very important part is teacher student ratio. It matters a lot. Small ratio means that more attention is going to be paid to your child. There is more emotional support, more meaningful learning, especially in the early years. Your child learns from people and not just infrastructure. So, teachers are a very important part of this ecosystem. Finally, let's get to wrapping this longish video up. Let's talk about parent school alignment. Do they welcome questions? Do they communicate transparently? How does this communication happen? How often does this communication happen? Do they treat you as partners or as obstacles? See, good communication for the well being of your child creates consistency, right? Both in the school and at home. And it will only make the schooling journey easier for everyone. Your relationship with the school will last for years. So you must align with the school's values, their belief systems, their way of teaching. Trust their system to be open, to be accessible to you, and you should align with their approach at the end of the day. Now, parents, some of you must be thinking at this point that, my God, this is so excessive. Who is going to think about all of this? Who is going to ask about all of this? And is there even actually a school that is going to, fit into all these boxes? Trust me, the answer is not as simple as a yes or no. You need to expect some things from the school that you want to be sending your child to. Yes, the current situation of schools might not permit you to choose a school that has all of these, बट देखिए, हम हमारे कल्चर में हम गुरुकुल वाले कल्चर से आते हैं, हमारे बच्चे ऐसे ही सीखते थे एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग से। और धीरे धीरे द ब्रिटिशर्स केम, दे इंट्रोड्यूस ट्रेडिशनल स्कूलिंग, रोड लर्निंग, एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम्स, और वो नॉर्म बन गया। तो नाउ वी आर एट a day and age where we are realizing the potential of our children, of the world around us, beyond just classrooms and textbooks, right? तो अगर एज अ सोसाइटी वी वांट समथिंग फॉर आवर किड्स, देन वी मस्ट बिकम पायनियर। कब तक हम ट्रेडिशनल स्कूलिंग में गिव इन करेंगे और सोचेंगे कि ऐसा ही होता है? तो हम भी तो पढ़े हैं उस सब सिस्टम से, राइट? बट नाउ द वर्ल्ड इज चेंजिंग. We have to become empowered. As parents, we have to demand that kind of schooling for our kids, and then only we're going to witness a change, right? अगर ऐसे schools की demand होगी जहाँ पर ये सब हो, तभी तो ऐसे schools बनेंगे. Education policy हमें कहती है कि ये सब होना चाहिए, but how are the schools going to implement it if there are not enough parents who want this for their children? How do you do all this? You don't have to rely on guesswork. You can ask the school directly some of these questions. You can speak to current parents, locate them through Facebook, Instagram groups. You can talk to friends, you can talk to mutual friends, and if at all possible for you, talk to the children who are already attending these schools. They're going to give you the most honest answers. And whenever you visit a school, trust your instincts, ask them questions, don't be shy, because you're not just choosing a school for a few days for your child, you're choosing something that is going to, shape their earliest memories, their confidence, their emotional safety, and ultimately they're going to help you see whether your child is developing a love for learning. And this is honestly what this space is for, to empower you, whether you are a parent, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a student who wants to become a teacher. If this video helped you, like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, and comment if you have any more questions. And in the next video, we're going to be decoding various boards and curricula in our country like CBSE, ICSE, Cambridge, IB, Montessori. What are these? What do they really mean? And how can I choose something that is perfect for my child? So thank you for being here. Welcome to Teach with Stuti, a community that learns and grows together.